I always wonder if I'm going to get, cussed out doing this job. Um, I don't know if it's happened before, like, you know, like somebody yelling at me because I'm in the way. Feels like it's happened before, but it definitely happened today. I swear these residential deliveries get a little sketchy. It's not a lot of space for a car to get through. I just got cussed out because I was apparently blocking somebody's driveway. Oh, it has happened. Yeah, it has happened because because a guy thought told me that I was a foot into his driveway, which I wasn't. I think I got video of that actually. Um, but yeah, I got, full blown cussed out today. Place that I've been to before, a place that actually I have, um, that is actually I actually have footage of me delivering to on this channel. Um, yeah, got full blown cussed out today because the guy apparently couldn't get into his driveway. Um, yeah, and honestly, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I really don't blame him. Like, to you trying to get home, trying to do whatever it is you're trying to do, and you come down the street and there's a big ass semi. There was already like, three or four cars that that turned around when they saw my truck blocking the street. But yeah, I mean that's the issue with a lot of these, tight streets. Wouldn't be an issue, you know what I'm saying? But you got cars parked on the side, and then the businesses here on the left, you know, like, it is what it is. Um, Next time I go, like I said, like I honestly don't blame them. You know what I'm saying? Like you trying to get home, to do whatever it is you got to do. There's a big ass truck in the way, so I'm not mad at him. I'm really not. Um, but next time I go, I'm gonna try to see if there's a different spot for me to pull up at. Um, but sometimes it just is what it is. Unfortunately. Oh yeah, so like I mentioned, that delivery where I got cussed out, is you know, uh, in that type of area, right? So I mean, like deep in that type of area. So as soon as dude walked away, I'm like, ooh, I don't know. He might, he might be going to get the hammer. He might be going to get the hammer. See, you gotta appreciate the little things doing this job, doing anything, honestly, just in life. But here's what I'll tell you I appreciate. Check this out. See how the driveway is made nice and flat? I can't tell you. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. Because everybody has those driveways with high slope, and it's especially like you get, stuff like anything long, going to a residential, trying to go up that slope driveway, it can definitely cause a problem. But I appreciate this. So this is where it gets interesting, right? These residentials. Now we are in what's called the Old West End. You see the street I'm parked on, but the house I have to get to is way down there. This is going to be fun. Thank God for electric pallet jacks. I definitely wouldn't be able to get down that street. I could barely get down that street. Of course, there's people parked on both sides of the street. You know, one thing I get a lot is, you know, you deliver somewhere, and, you know, usually it's like a residential or office or whatever it is. Depends on where it's at. You know, and you know, a lot of times they'll ask you, you know, can you take the pallet? You know, which is cool. And you know, and the doc for sure needs them. Definitely needs them. So a lot of times I always want to say no, right? Because depending on the freight, I don't want to have to sit there and wait for you to, you know, dismantle the pallet. You know, I really don't want to do that. But if it's something quick and easy, you know, I don't mind it, right? Slide it off the pallet, take the pallet. I ain't even got to take the pallet off the pallet jack. You know, it's all good. But what I don't like, which actually just happened, you know, the plastic that wraps around, you know, the footer, right? Don't try to give me the plastic too. It literally just happened. Like I said, I'll take the pallets. I'm not taking the plastic. I'm not taking the garbage. No. You can just dispose of your own garbage. Right? Yeah, I know you mean it, but no, we're not doing that. I'll take the pallets, not the garbage. Pallets, cool. Garbage, no. You know, these residential deliveries, of course, are supposed to be, you know, curbside delivery only, right? And I'll be honest, most of the time, I go beyond the curb. Not in the truck, obviously, but you know, especially if it's a, you know, nice, you know, cool customer. You know, I try to at least get it in the garage or you know, something along those lines, right? If you deliver the spot covers, you know how awkward those big boxes are. They're not heavy at all. They're just awkward, right? So, you know, of course, you know, deliver one to this house, long driveway, and I'm walking it down the driveway, and yeah, and I can't wait to sit this thing down. And he says, "Hey, can you put it around back?" Definitely irritated me. Definitely irritated me. But I'm like, you know what? You know, he's an older guy. He's already walking with a cane. You know, I'm not about to, you know, try to make this guy move this thing on his own. So I'm like, you know what? You know, it is what it is, right? Very nice guy. Very nice guy. You know, so I'm glad I did it. It's a workout, but I'm glad I did it. So, but yeah, shout out to, you know, the customers that, you know, make your day better. You know, even when you're carrying a long, awkward box down a long driveway, you know.